mother-granddaughter doing her name. No, granddaughter?
Mother-granddaughter.
Mother-daughter.
Grandma confusing.
Every time I say it, I'm like, I don't know which one.
You got there.
You got there.
What's the judge? She's from the Watkins area.
Oh, Jen, there's a spider on my phone.
Are you kidding me?
Do you see him? He's right there on your side.
Oh, I do. I thought you were messing with me.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I'm such a baby.
Literally the same color as her case.
Was it really? That's Boston Jen, and she saves me from spiders. Hi, Dave Stokes. Father, grandfather.
See that one? You can roll just over.
Hi, Paul Miller.
I think it's what you were.
I'm driving. Well, I'm at a red light, but I'm driving. I haven't vlogged in a while, and I was inspired by Leanne at Cocktail Hour at the Coop. She just did, or she's in the progress of doing a Vlogtober on her channel. Yeah, and so I'm heading up to Hunterdon County in New Jersey. That's about an hour and 15 minutes from my house, to teach a cordage making class. I've taught this class once or twice. One and a half times before, let's put it that way. This is through the New Jersey Fibershed. So I'm teaching at the Hunterdon Art Museum. It's cordage making with daffodil leaves, which if you've seen my Instagram and I think a video here on YouTube in the past, I show some of me collecting my cordage or my leaves and drying them. So I'm heading up to Hunterdon to teach a cordage making class. Eyes on the road. I'll see you at the museum. I had to pee so bad when I got here that I didn't film coming in. So I'll film when I leave because it's so cute in this area. This building's really cool. I had to drive over a bridge that was this big. Well, it was this big, but it was this skinny. One-lane bridge. It was super cute. So I'm in my class. I'm all set up, which I think I just showed you guys. Not much of a setup. We're just making cordage, but I'm waiting for my students. What time is it? I have a watch on, and I'm videotaping, so I can't see the clock. much in my class. In fact, you probably only got about 10 seconds. But in my defense, it was a really good class. I think everyone had a great time. There were 4 people in my class, and we hit it off, so we were really chatty, and it was just a good class overall. But as I left the area, so it's a beautiful building, it's an old mill, and they converted it into an art museum with art making spaces, and so that's where I was. So as I was exiting the building, there was a whole section of vendors. These are all local farmers, shepherds, everything that was for sale was sourced locally to this area. So it was pretty cool to see just how many sheep farms there were and alpaca farms. Really cool stuff. So I got some of that footage for you. All right, I'm gonna hit the road because I need to go meet Paul Miller and maybe get some lunch. Hey pals. Today is October 28th or 9th. I'm in the yard doing some cleanup, doing some chores. We really haven't had much frost. We haven't had a lot of daylight because of the time of year, so that's... No frost means my plants aren't dying, but not enough sun means they're not producing much. But I figure I'll let them go because I don't have to do anything. I'm not in a rush to use the space. So you can see back there, there's still some tomatoes. I still have some eggplant right there. I just moved the chickens, so they get to free range when I'm home. So they're not technically free range because they're only free when I tell them they can be free. But I just moved the fence. Usually it's in front of their coop here across, but this time I did it from that door down to like the end of my driveway. So they have new grass to chomp on. Yeah, so I'm just in the yard working, and I thought I would pop in since I haven't edited my vlog yet and show you a little bit of my yard. I'm looking right there and I see an eggplant touching the ground. We did get a little frost, so I'm seeing a little bit of, but not a deep frost, and it's pretty late for us. So let me turn this around so you can see the eggplant. Oh, and you see he was nibbled on a little bit too, so he might just end up for the chickens. Yeah, everything's looking kind of sad, but for the end of October, it's amazing that I still have these things. This black-eyed Susan vine right here was glorious this year. I planted that from seed, and it's really pretty. The garden has officially gone wild. It's been wild for about a month and a half. Look at that beautiful Swiss chard. I have butterfly bushes that have popped up everywhere. It's insane. So, Mr. Man is loving his yard. Say hi to the people. Yeah, good boy. Today's harvest. I've got 2 radishes, 2 eggs, a bucket full of dried beans, and at the bottom, tons of green tomatoes and yellow tomatoes. The green tomatoes will be a green salsa. And then over here, for Cosmia, and gladiola leaves. These will be for weaving. I'm making cordage, little baskets. They're not at the peak. In fact, they're well past what you would normally pick, but there's still some good amount there for me to use. So don't let the fact that they're not perfect hold you back if you've ever wanted to try this. These are good for practicing. So even if it doesn't turn out to be something that you end up keeping, it's material that you can practice with until next year when you can harvest on time. That's what I tell myself anyway. Okay, pals. So working in the yard. There's my green tomatoes. I think I'm going to end up putting these in. Oh, shoot. Oh, dear. Okay. I'm going to end up putting them in the freezer until I can get to them. These are some of the tomatoes that were ripe. Those are the ones that are blushing, that are ripening. This is my pillowcase full of beans that I'll get to when I get to. That is a can so that I can, or an air can, so when this little one's being fresh. He's so cute. Bubba's. That's a tomato. Kittens are little terrorists. He just romps. I'm so used to my old 14-year-old cat. Oh, I just stepped on a tomato. Oh, rats. Okay, well, there we go. And there's little miss. 2 little cats. All right, then. Oh, look, I'm in the car again. I think I'm wearing the same sweater. It's the Ramona cardigan by Elizabeth Smith. I'm dropping off artwork to an art show. I'll fill you in a little bit more when I get back in the car. I gotta go. So I got back in the car and then I didn't fill you in. I wanted to vlog me dropping off my weaving, but I felt so dumb. I have to stop feeling dumb in public. You guys are not embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed of you, so I should gladly have you out in public with me. Okay, so my weaving, this one right here, was accepted into a juried show, which is great. When I got there, I realized, well, there was 50 artists in the show. So it's a very large show. How juried is that? But whatever, I'll take it. It's a super fancy hotel in Red Bank, New Jersey. It's a fancy town. The hotel is fancy. It's the Oyster Point Hotel. And the art show is all on their first floor. So it's in their lobby, in the hallway to their bar and lounge area. It's in the hallway to, they have weddings there, so that way. And it's in, like I said, a really swanky, fancy hotel. The opening is tomorrow, and I still am not sure if I'm going to the opening, which is dumb. I should go, but I don't know anyone. Like, I'm not going to know anyone. No one's, like, I didn't invite any of my friends because, I don't know, it's like a 2-second thing. I just didn't invite anyone. Let's leave it there. So I don't know. I may go. I may not go. I should go. But it's kind of cool. They hung my friend George, or actually my acquaintance George, he's an actual customer of mine here at the frame shop. He's an artist and I sell him supplies. So he is the guest curator. And because we know each other, he sent me a preview text of where they were hanging it. And so my weaving is like, if this is the mantle in their lobby, like over their fireplace, it's right here. It's right there. So it's in a pretty great space. I think everyone will see it because of where it is. So that's kind of cool. It's up from, the show is, the opening is Friday, so November 1st, and it comes down December 2nd. So it's up for a whole month. Fingers crossed, maybe someone will buy it. That said, my gallery out there is getting it looks very sparse because I have sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. And now this one's off the wall. So I've got to get my butt going and make more things to fill the space. Yeah, so anyway, I wanted to vlog it and show it to you. I would like to vlog it. Maybe I'll take a video and I'll add that. Maybe I'll put it on Instagram. Who knows? But wish me luck. I'm very excited. This is something I've never framed before. Oh, oops. Hold on a second. Maybe I should take my weights off of this first so you can actually see it. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. Making a mess. Hi. Okay. Sorry. Look how cool. It's a wedding knot. There's the knot. Here she is. Isn't it great? I actually have a coat. I've never knitted with such thick yarn. No, I have. I've never knitted a sweater with such thick yarn. It went fast, and it is a coat. It's very oversized, but fits. I definitely love the fit. I think I will wear this a lot this winter. All right, let me sit down and we'll talk about it. I'm really happy with this. It was really fun. The things that I want to tell you about it. First, it is the Watkins cardie written by Whitney Hayward for Quince & Co. This is Quince & Co. Puffin. Super bulky, single ply yarn. It would felt beautifully if you wanted to use it for felting, although that said, I wouldn't use quince because it's just too expensive to felt, but it's really lovely. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. It was knit in the round. It is steeked. When I cut my steek, I originally thought that I would sew the button band or the cut. What do you call it? I don't know what the term is for the piece of the cardigan that folds over that you cut. Anyway, I was going to cover that with ribbon that I purchased when I was in Norway, but because this yarn is so thick and there's sections of color work, there's a lot of bulk. So I thought I would need to order a really wide ribbon, which definitely could work. And I did actually order some. I'm waiting for them to come in, but I'm not going to use them because I ended up needle felting the cut section down to the inside. So it's super neat. It lays super flat. It looks good. I'm really happy with it. My gauge. So I got gauge. I swatched and I got gauge with the needles that were used, which I should have questioned that because I never get gauge with the needles that are recommended, but I did, and the body turned out great. It turned out the size that it was supposed to. When I got to the sleeves, however, my gauge changed drastically, and I didn't pay attention until I was 3/4 of the way done with the first sleeve. I loosened up so much on my sleeves. And I think maybe because I did the sleeves while I was on vacation, so I was super mellow, and I wanted to get this done, so I kind of was knitting faster. And for me, faster means sloppier. Faster doesn't mean tighter. So I think that's why it was so much looser. So the sleeve was supposed to be a repeat of the body color work, but I ended up leaving out the third chart. I left off of the sleeve altogether because it was just already super long. It's this long. This is where it falls on me, right at the top of my knuckles. For some people that could be too big. For me, it's perfect. I want something cozy. I was going for a fit with this that was coat or bathrobe style. So it definitely fits the bill. I need to look up my notes to see which size I used, and I'll either put that on the screen or check back in. Maybe I'll edit in some video and let you know what size I cut then, or I made then. Also, although I do love my colors that I chose, I don't necessarily, I like all of these colors individually, and I like them together, but I don't like them paired with this chart because of where the colors lie next to each other. So because of that, the back of the color work, which I'll show a picture of what the original pattern looks like, which is very different from my colors because the body of the sample on the pattern was a light version with darker color work, and I did the opposite. So because I did the opposite, when I first finished the color work, there's this color work here. I duplicate stitched that on, and I like it. It wasn't there, and when it wasn't there, this looked like an eyeball, and that was not sitting right. I did not want an eyeball on my back, so I duplicate stitched, and I like the way that came out too. So even though there were a few snafus, which for me, there's always a few snafus when I'm making something, and that's fine. It's all part of the process and the learning and the experimenting, which I absolutely love. Yeah, so besides having to duplicate stitch the back to erase the eyeball and having to cut out the chart of the sleeve, I didn't do much different. Yes, I did. I take that back. The shawl collar. Oh, look how pretty that is. Is it a placard? Is that what that's called? Placard. I don't know. Anyway, that's needle felted down. Okay, so I wanted to make my shawl collar and my button band wider than the pattern called for. Every time I've made a cardigan, I follow the pattern to size, and I really wish I'd given myself like another inch of button band. So with this, I wanted to do that. I ended up doing 2 rows when I first picked up for when I picked up stitches. I did it in the navy color because I didn't have a lot of the purple left, and I was afraid I was going to have to add yarn, and I didn't want to add, and I didn't have any more with purple. So I didn't want to add and have this like stripe of blue here. I figured I'd much rather have it on the inside where you wouldn't see it. So I did 2 extra rows, and then I did the purple. I think I did like 3/4 of an inch. So I think that maybe have been 3 or 4 rounds after I did my short rows for the shawl collar. So I did make that bigger, and I'm really glad I made it bigger because this is exactly how I wanted it. I think if it was the size that they intended, it would have been a little bit smaller. Like it would have looked like this. And that wasn't what I wanted. I really wanted this big, cozy shawl collar. So that was the only modification I did on purpose. Everything else was just as she goes. So there it is, my Watkins cardi. Super extra super happy.